Well, g'day, it's Jono Brake here from the Forge Leader, and I'm coming to you today from Sydney Harbour. I don't think this place needs any introduction at all. Behind me, you've got the Sydney Opera House and the Harbour Bridge. And my tripod today, you can't see it, is a beautiful old Moreton Bay fig. So I wanted to talk to you today, and we're going to use the Harbour Bridge as the analogy, and that is this myth that as a leader, I've got to carry all the weight myself. Now, when you look at a structure like the Sydney Harbour Bridge, millions of tons of steel and concrete and sandstone and all the different things they have to do, and there's no one thing in there that on its own holds the whole thing up, right? It's a series of structures. It's a series of tension steel. It's a series of anchors and bolts and concrete and all sorts of things, foundations. And so the problem we have in leadership is this myth that I have to carry it all myself. It's interesting actually, because I actually got a small piece of the Sydney Harbour Bridge that loosely related to some of the guys that designed it. And so I've got some pieces of it. Just that one little piece is so heavy. The weight of that bridge, the way it's tensioned, the way the deck rolls, how they actually built it. If you watch the construction, they actually built the arches from either side of the harbour and met in the middle. And then they finally put it together at night because obviously it was cool. You weren't going to have too much expansion going on until the next morning. And by then everything was all bolted together and it was all good. And so this is just a great analogy for us as leaders. If you're a leader that says, I've got to carry this all myself, then there's some fundamental issues here. And I'm going to start with you first because you are the leader. And that first fundamental issue is that you're not delegating properly. Okay, maybe you don't know where you're going, maybe you're not sure what you're doing, maybe you've never done this before. And so the challenge is, if you're not delegating properly, then you're taking all the pressure. Maybe you're that kind of leader, you're more the conscientious type, more the directing type, where it's, you know what, it's just faster if I do it myself. Well, the challenge is when you do it all yourself, you keep doing it yourself, which means you keep taking on more responsibility, which means you keep doing more. And so the problem then becomes that you get stressed out. Like the number of leaders that I'm coaching, it's like I'm doing all the work and my team aren't doing anything. It's like, well, when I look at them, they're not empowering their team in the first place. So there's a couple of things that are a real problem here. If you believe as a leader you've got to do it all, then we've got a bit of a challenge here. And so what you do is you disempower your team, you stress yourself out, you basically will probably have high turnover rates, people leaving you because you're not giving them any opportunities. You probably are a very data-driven leader. So those sorts of things, they're not inspiring. And so a couple of things I want to challenge you on today. If you are that kind of person and you're feeling like, man, I'm just doing so much, I don't feel like my team's doing enough. First of all, let's tap back into your purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? Where are you going? What are your values? What are the things that you stand for? What are some of the behaviors you expect from your team? Okay, second one is let's set some clear expectations for your team. Okay, what do you want from them? And then the third thing is, let's look at your team and say, okay, maybe there's some people that don't belong here, need to be trained, need to be developed. And then I guess, actually, let's say there's a fourth thing is, how can you as a leader figure out, how can I be more empowering today? How can I release people to do more? And that might mean you need some coaching or some direction in terms of the way you do things. Whatever that is, let me just encourage you today, if you can learn to hand off to somebody else and do that well, my goodness, that'll just totally wide open what you're doing. It'll make your business more profitable. It'll make your team happier. It'll drop your turnover rates. It'll increase your profitability, all sorts of things. If you can just learn to not feel like I have to carry the whole thing myself. It's a massive leadership issue. I call it out for the myth that it is. You do not have to carry this yourself, but there is responsibility for you as the leader to take charge of your team, to figure out how you're going to pull all the bits and pieces together, and then to step forward into that. Anyway, that's Monday Myth Check for today. Just because I'm the leader, I've got to carry it all myself. It's not true. We're using the Sydney Harbour Bridge as that analogy. There's no one thing on that bridge that holds the whole thing up. But there are certainly plenty of places where, okay, you could create structural failure if you wanted to. Anyway, I'm Jono Brake, Monday Myth Check. As always, enjoy the journey.